So we were studying about the 7 principles of HACCP implementation. First point was hazard analysis. The second one was the determination of the CCP or the critical control points. The third point is establish the critical limits and critical control point monitoring of the CCP points. Then corrective actions need to be taken and establish the verification procedures. All the procedures has to be validated. Record keeping procedures, record keeping of each and every step during the food chain production is also very important. Now we will go into the details of it, each one by one. All the 7 principles we'll be studying in detail. First is hazard analysis. So the first step which is involved in the HACCP plan involves identifying any of the hazards. We have to identify that must be prevented. So which type of hazard has to be, first it has to be identified that which type of hazard is there, and then we should go for preventing. Either we can go for preventing that hazard or we can go for elimination of that hazard. If the hazard risk or the level of the risk is very high, then we should go for eliminating that. But altogether eliminating of the hazard from the production food chain process, and or if the level of risk or the level of risk is less, then we should go for reducing it to an acceptable limit. Okay, acceptable levels we should go for. All the potential hazards from the receipt of the raw materials. So the raw materials, once we have received, so the receipt of the raw materials, so whatever the hazards that can involve from the raw materials through to release of the finished product. So final production process must be considered. So all the hazards that can happen starting from the raw material. Okay, raw material is the initial point in any production process. So from there till the end, final end product, all the risks that can happen during the food chain has to be analyzed. And a hazard must be controlled if it is likely to occur or likely to result in an unacceptable risk to consumers. So or if the risk is up to the level where it is acceptable, then we should not go for eliminating that risk. But if the level of the risk or the degree of risk is very high, then we should go for elimination of that, completely elimination from the production process. Second point is determining the critical control points. CCP has to be determined. What are the various that critical points, or we can say they are the steps or the stages at which the control measures can be applied. Okay, where the control is essential to prevent or eliminate a hazard or to reduce it to the acceptable level. So at which point, so we have to identify that what is the step, what is the critical control point where the corrective actions can be employed, so that we can either reduce the risk to an acceptable level or we can completely eliminate the hazard. Establish critical limits. Critical limit is a maximum or the minimum value. So what are the critical limits? They are the maximum or they can be the minimum value to which a biological, chemical or physical limit must be controlled at the CCP. So here I will give you an example where maximum or the minimum, here you can understand it by, if you take an example of temperature level. So there is an optimum maximum temperature level, there is an optimum temperature level, there can be maximum temperature or there can be minimum temperature. Or we take the example of pH value or the salt concentration, saline, chlorine concentration. So the different types of factors can be there. So for each of the factor, there are certain critical points that has to be established. Okay, so they have to be set. This is set in order to prevent, eliminate and reduce a hazard to an acceptable limit. Then monitoring of the CCP is also very important. Monitoring means planned series of observations. All the observations that are involved has to be completely monitored. Okay, they has to be taken, either it can be observational or there can be measurements also need to be taken to assess whether a CCP is within the control limits. So once we are monitoring all the processes that are being involved in the food chain, we will be able to identify all the effectiveness of HACCP program. Okay, because we have all the records and the procedures. This also helps. So monitoring of the CCP, it also helps to produce an accurate record for future use and verification. So once the proper records have been maintained, they also help for the future purpose, for verification that whether this particular company or the food manufacturing company or the processing company has met all the HACCP food safety regulations, and the final product which it is releasing, that is free from all the types of hazards and it is good for consumption or not. So we can assess it. Fifth principle of HACCP plan is corrective action. So once we have analyzed the hazard or the risk, Second, we have identified, then we have monitored, then after all the things, we have to take the corrective actions. So we have identified the what is the critical control point, then we should take action to either to reduce the risk, or we should try to eliminate the type of hazard. So corrective actions, what are the corrective actions? They are the procedures to be followed when a hazard is identified in the food production. So corrective actions means what? They are the procedures. There are certain procedures for everything. They have to be followed. The aim, what is the aim of this? Is to correct or eliminate the cause of hazard and bring a CCP back under control. So everything has to be under control. The cause of problem must be identified. So we should also be able to identify that what is the exact cause of the problem in order to prevent the future recurrence. Okay, so once we have identified that this is the particular step where we can get any type of risk, so that corrective actions, if they are employed at that particular time only, so we are also preventing it for the future recurrence also. Okay, so future, if it happens, then we have already employed the corrective actions, so again we will not face the same situation. Establishing the corrective actions when monitoring procedures at the CCP is not under control. So we are employing the corrective actions when already the monitoring procedures are also is not under control. Monitoring actions, if they're not under control, then also we have to take the corrective actions. Some examples of corrective actions are like isolating and holding product for for safety evaluation. If we find any type of risk, then we should completely isolate the product for, and we should send it for safety evaluation. Then diverting the affected product or ingredients to another line. So there are different types of different lines of production in any of the production company. So we can either divert the affected product or the ingredients to another line where the deviation would not be considered critical. Then we can go for reprocessing. Either if there is a serious type of risk involved, then we can eliminate it completely and we can go for reprocessing of it. Okay, then destroying the product. So if the risk is at a very high level, then we should go for destroying the product. Verification process. So the sixth principle of HACCP plan is verification procedure. Every plan and procedures has to be validated. Okay, verification procedures are those activities other than monitoring CCPs. So verification is different from monitoring step. Here verification means verify the HACCP plan and show the system is operating according to the plan. So verification is also very important. We are verifying it that the particular company is following all the rules and regulations according to the HACCP plan. So indirectly we are providing that, we are assuring the customers that we are following all the HACCP plans, we are following all the safety policies and safety procedures, and whatever the final product is being released is completely safe for the customers. This is usually completed annually, or when a system fails, there is a significant change in the product or the process. So mainly the verification process, they are done annually in a year. Like it is also called as auditing. Establishing procedures which shall be carried out regularly to verify that the major outlines in the above paragraphs. Seventh principle is proper record keeping. Proper record keeping is also very important. So this means that documentation of every production process, everything has to be properly documented. So documentation and record keeping helps to demonstrate the effective implementation of the previous principles of HACCP. If we are doing proper documentation, proper verification of all the steps, and also we are recording each and every thing properly, then indirectly we are demonstrating that the effective implementation effect means the HACCP plans have been seriously followed in our particular company. This records could be for of the development of the HACCP plan, CCP monitoring, corrective actions, and verification activities. So the records can be of HACCP plan development, or it can be of the critical control point monitoring of the CCPs, or the corrective what corrective actions we have taken. Okay, so when auditing happens, then a particular company can show the proper documents that this was a critical control point during our food chain production, and this is a corrective action we have taken. So all these ultimately helps the company to show the effectiveness, or to show that the implementation of HACCP plans has been strictly followed in our company. Proper record keeping, like 4 different types of HACCP records include HACCP plan and support documentation used in developing the plan. So here, hazard analysis critical control plan, they help and for the documentation and developing the plan, whatever the plans they can be developed, and records of CCP monitoring. All the critical control points, they have been monitored, the records can be kept, and records of corrective actions, all the records that what are the CCPs, what are the control actions we have been taken, and proper verification activities also, that these have been properly validated and verified annually by auditing. So till now what we have studied, if we will summarize it, we can say that we have understood the purpose of hazard analysis critical control point. What is HACCP? We have understood. Second, we will be able to, now we are able to answer to define the terms hazards and critical control point. So now we are able to, by studying this video, we should be able to answer these questions to understand how the HACCP assists the food industry. So we should be able to answer that how the HACCP assists the food industries, and to recall the 7 principles of HACCP process. You should be able to answer what are the different 7 principles of HACCP process. So these 4 points we have covered in the today's topic. Here I will complete my today's topic. Thank you.